Good morning and welcome to Newswatch Today. I'm Gabby Matthews.
And I'm Libby Lee. Harvest Fest act auditions were held Monday.
And the suspect involved in several Missouri shootings has been arrested.
Summer Roddershot is here with your forecast, and Ashlyn Reinhardt has your latest sports news. This is Newswatch Today.
Thanks for joining us this morning, and now we have Summer to give us the first look at the weather. Summer?
Thanks, guys. So currently it is 46 degrees out there, and we have 9-mile-per-hour winds, which seems pretty high, but it's only going to get higher as we're going to have 20-mile-per-hour winds later in the day out of the northwest, our high only being 56 degrees. But I'll talk more about what the week holds for us in my full forecast later. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Summer. I can't wait to hear your full forecast.
Travis Scott currently has over a dozen lawsuits against him after 8 deaths and several injuries during his music festival, Astroworld. During the concert, fans rushed toward the stage and began trampling one another. The performance ended a staggering 40 minutes after officials noticed people started falling. Officials say the chief of police expressed his concerns to Scott and his team before the concert began. Scott's team issued a statement claiming they had no prior knowledge of the deaths before the media announced them the following morning. The music department has been pretty active this week with a concert for the Jazz Orchestra and Symphonic Band on Tuesday. The concert was split up into 2 sections. The first section included performances from the Symphonic Band, and the second half showcased the Jazz Orchestra. Students got the chance to play a variety of music instruments made up of woodwinds, brass, and percussion. Hannah King, tenor saxophone player for the Symphonic Band, said that she has a huge passion for what music brought because of how it brings people together. She explained that this concert in particular utilized very different forms of music, yet was a cohesive and entertaining work. While the type of performance may have been different, music is what brought alumni, families, and friends together in the end. The students enjoyed playing for the fall concert and are looking forward to playing at the Christmas concert on December 3rd. The music department will continue to have future events throughout the year, including many different instruments and vocals that you will not want to miss. Come support your friends and family.
23-year-old Las Vegas resident Tina O'Tinter and her pet dog were killed after the Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs III crashed into her car at 156 miles per hour while under the influence. Kiara Janae Kilgo Washington, Ruggs' girlfriend, was a passenger during the crash and was also injured. Ruggs had a blood alcohol content that was twice the legal limit and is now facing 2 felonies. He has been released from the Raiders.
The suspect involved in several murders and shootings in St. Louis and Kansas City has officially been arrested. Perez Reed was arrested by the FBI in possession of a gun that matched the casing at the crime scenes. Reed is suspected of 6 murders and has officially been charged with 2 first-degree murder charges and 1 count of assault. The murders and shootings started September 12th, with the last one taking place in late October. Officials have not commented on the case at this time.
This year's Harvest Fest act auditions were held Monday in the Instrumental Hall. Reporter Haley Hendricks shares more.
Evangel's own Harvest Fest act auditions featured a multitude of acts, such as magic tricks, a student-made short film, and much more, all related to this year's theme, Game of Life. Auditions were held this Monday from 6 to 10 p.m. in the Instrumental Hall in Fine Arts, where a panel of activities board members judged all 8 acts that auditioned. Public Relations Director Jacob Harris shares more.
It's not quite as competitive as a process, but we do try and make sure everyone has a fair chance to make it in, and we had a lot of good acts make it in. A lot of good acts tried out.
Harvest Fest act auditions will be held this Saturday from 6:30 to 10:30 p.m. at the Gilloy's Theater here in Springfield. Reporting for Newswatch, I'm Haley Hendricks.
Thanks, Haley. Coming up next, Evangel's Theater Department performs Diary of Anne Frank.
And a New York man is rescued. Stay tuned.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, Can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Evangel University's theater department performed The Diary of Anne Frank. Ian Moore has the story.
Evangel University's theater department put on a play on a story of Anne Frank from November 4th to the 6th. This was the first play the department had put on since the start of COVID. Anne Frank is one of the most talked about stories from World War II. The play of Anne Frank was about a teenage Jewish girl who wrote a diary of her family's 2 years of hiding during the German occupation of the Netherlands during World War II.
But I think it was really cool to be a part of the first play since COVID, and I was really excited for it.
I think we were definitely all nervous. I think we'd be nervous for any play, but we're all really thankful that we can put on a play, because some schools still aren't putting on plays because of COVID, or some schools, their theater departments actually kind of dissolved and really got hurt. I remember we couldn't do Little Women, and then we couldn't do a full capacity show for the last year and a half. So it was a breath of fresh air to kind of have the return of the theater, and it was an honor to get to do the first play back.
Action. So the actors really took it to heart to really communicate her story, and especially for us as believers, no matter what we're facing, no matter persecution, being in lockdown because of a pandemic, we always have light and we always have life because of our faith in the Lord. So yeah, that's what they really wanted to portray, and they did a great job.
Ian Moore reporting from Evangel University, and as you can see, the theater department is more than excited to see where the Diary of Anne Frank is going to inspire people, and they are more than excited to see where this new play, Fiddler on the Roof, is going to take them. The theater department has not been able to perform since COVID, and so this play really seemed to spark something in them. You can tell that the actors were created, and you can tell they're excited and passionate about their craft, and they are very passionate about this new and upcoming play that they are going to be performing in the spring semester. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Ian Moore at Evangel University.
Thanks, Ian. The Syracuse Fire Department successfully rescued a 39-year-old male who was trapped in the bathroom wall while naked for multiple days at the Landmark Theater. Employees of the theater called for help after they heard someone yelling and banging on the wall. The man walks away unharmed other than dehydration after the firefighters had to use a fiber optic camera to locate him and cut through clay tile and drywall in order to free him. That is a crazy story, and I'm so glad that he walks away with just dehydration and no further injuries. Now we have a special guest to talk to us more about Evangel's Harvest Fest. Isn't that right, Libby?
Yes, it is, Gabby. Joining us today is Zach Rose. Zach, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's start this off with Activities Board. What does it do, and what is your role?
Yeah, so Activities Board is a student organized group, and we put on a lot of the activities you see around campus. So we did county fair, cafe, and we have Harvest Fest coming up. So really we just kind of form community around campus and just kind of encourage coming together. And my specific role, I'm on the sketch team. So for Harvest Fest, we'll have a really big role. We'll be on stage most of the time. We've been working all semester to put together some really good sketches, and I'm really excited for it. So yeah.
So with Harvest Fest being your next big event, can you tell us exactly what Harvest Fest is?
Yeah, so Harvest Fest is our biggest event of the semester. We put on basically a big show for the students here, and we have sketches, we have videos. We've been working really hard to put it all together, so we hope you enjoy it.
Oh, wow. So with Harvest Fest, there's normally a theme, isn't there? Can you tell us what it is and how it was chosen?
So the theme this year is Game of Life, rated E for everyone, and we chose it. We had a retreat earlier this semester, and we kind of all got together. As Activities Board, we chose games because it's such a wide variety for Harvest Fest, you're able to dress up as a theme. Best dressed gets prizes. And so we just thought it would be a really good idea. Good content comes from games, and it's just an appropriate scene. So yeah.
So with games, is that video games, board games, all of the above?
Yeah, it's all the above. I've heard a couple of costumes that are coming, and I think it's a good variety of different things, whether that's Deal or No Deal or your favorite video game, whatever that may be. Yeah, it should be. Should be good. Yeah.
So what events exactly will take place at Harvest Fest?
Yeah, so last year with COVID probably looked a little bit different, but this year it's basically you come in, you sit down, and you watch a show. We'll have fun games in between. We have 2 really good MCs, and then you'll get to see some of our sketches, videos. Our video team's been working really hard on those, and just a really good overall show. You'll also get to see some acts, as mentioned before, that students who aren't involved in the Activities Board have had a chance to come and just kind of share their talents to the students here at Evangel.
Oh, wow. So with these acts, students had to audition beforehand, yes?
Yeah, we had auditions, I believe it was Tuesday night, and we had just a group of people sign up, and they were able to come in and try out. All of Activities Board was there, so we got to kind of vote on the acts, so that was really good. All of them were super good. We have such a talented campus, and I'm excited to see them on the big stage.
So with these acts, are they just people singing, telling jokes, all of the above?
Yeah, so we have all types of different acts. We have singing groups, we have a magician, we have some comedians. It's just a well-rounded group of acts.
Oh, wow. So do students need to do anything before the event?
Yeah, so make it easier if you bought your tickets beforehand. You can go to evangel.edu/harvestfest to get your tickets online. Those are $7 if you get them online, and they're $10 at the door if you don't buy them beforehand. So, yeah.
All right. And what are you most excited for about Harvest Fest?
Yeah, so it's probably a little bit of a biased opinion, but I'm most excited for the sketches. But I know a lot of people are just excited to be together as a campus. It's a really good time to come together as a group and just kind of enjoy what this campus has to offer. So I think it'll be a really good night, and I'm excited to see everyone who shows out. So.
Wow. So are there any more big events planned this semester, or will we have to wait until next?
So we have, I believe, a couple more events. One of those being Classy Christmas. And I can't remember the date, but it's in December, and that's a more formal event. We'll have a big Christmas party before the semester ends, so it should be a really good time.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Zach. Harvest Fest will be held this Saturday at 7 p.m. at the Galois Theater. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Libby. So we have Harvest Fest coming up Saturday. What's our weather going to look like for that?
It looks like Saturday's going to be a nice day, but it's going to have some interesting days surrounding it. But I'll talk about it more in my full forecast. Stay with us.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
The Students for Sustainability met to discuss ways to live greener on a college budget. On Thursday, November 4th, the Students for Sustainability held a meeting to talk about practical ways to be sustainable on a college budget. These students want to spread awareness to make changes for a greener campus and future, talking about ideas for students to live a more sustainable life. Some ideas include buying less clothing items, carpooling with your friends, and repurposing what you can before throwing it away. We talked with co-president Lauren Rotz about the purpose and vision of the future of sustainability.
Students for Sustainability, its purpose is to educate on and really promote an environment of environmental stewardship and ethical consumerism. And that is through educating the students and petitioning the university to make greener choices. And we want to work on finding ways that our university can change with maybe bringing back recycling eventually, or implementing greener policies throughout the buildings, if as eventually they do renovations, that they find more environmentally friendly options for energy sources or building material.
You can find out more about going green on Instagram at EU_sustainability. Wow, I love that Evangel students are recycling.
I know I actively try to recycle each day, but I'm working on getting better at it, and I'm glad Evangel students are too. Summer, what's our weather look like?
Thanks, guys. So it's going to be a pretty interesting week weather-wise. Currently, it is 46 degrees, and there are 9-mile-per-hour winds, which may seem high, but it's only going to get higher as we hit 20-mile-per-hour winds later in the day, with our high only being 56 degrees, and that wind is going to be here for a while. In the night, the wind is only going to be dropping to 14 miles per hour, and it is going to be cloudy. There is going to be chances of rain tonight and into Friday morning. We see that we are right where we're usually supposed to be for our temperatures this time of the year, sandwiched in between, but it is getting colder, but we're in the right area at least. We have this band going up and down the Midwest, and then it is covering with rain all over the East Coast, and there's also some rain and scattered clouds up in the West Coast, but there's nothing hurricane-wise, which is really nice for this time of the year. A closer look at what the rain looks like in Missouri right now. We have this band that just moved through. It's right over St. Louis at the moment, but it is continuing to push through. The one thing we are going to be wanting to keep an eye on is this wind advisory we have over here. It was really bad over in Oklahoma, and today and tomorrow with our 20-mile-per-hour winds, it looks like that wind is just going to be pushing through to our area, so you're going to want to be watching out for that. A closer look at what the temperatures across Missouri look like for today. It's going to be 57 in Springfield as a high, 58 in St. Louis, and 55 in Kansas City, so it's going to be that mid to high 50s across the board. We just had this low pressure system move through, but it's still going to be bringing thunderstorms and rain. And then up in that Minnesota, Wisconsin, South Dakota area, we have mixed precipitation and then snow. Snow is on the horizon. North Dakota, Wyoming experiencing it right now. But then we had this high pressure system that moved it out of Missouri for the time being. But then we also have to have that wind we are looking out for. Friday morning is when we have chances of rain in the morning, but otherwise it is going to be a clear day. Saturday is going to be a nice day. Sunday is going to bring along chances of scattered showers. And then looking into next week, Monday is going to be nice on the uphill for temperature-wise. Tuesday is going to be 67 degrees, but Tuesday is also going to have the chance of 25-mile-per-hour winds. And then the temperature is going to be back on the decline into Wednesday, but that's all the weather I have for right now. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Summer. Just around the corner, we'll have Ashlyn here with our latest sports news. Stay tuned.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Members of the Nashville Light Mission Pentecostal Church in Tennessee walked away unharmed after 26-year-old Desir Banganda entered a Sunday church service with a gun, pointing and waving the weapon at people. Ezekiel Nidakumana, the pastor of the church, is being recognized for his brave and honorable actions after he tackled the suspect when he noticed him coming to the pulpit during an altar call while praying with other members. Members of the congregation helped disarm the suspect after Nidakumana took him down. Baganda is awaiting more charges on top of the 15 felony aggravated assault charges he currently faces. Libby, that's a crazy story, and I'm so glad that the pastor was prepared for a situation like this.
It's just crazy that things like that can happen, especially in a church. And coming now is Ashlyn Reinhart with the latest in sports.
Thanks, Libby. The Evangel men's and women's cross-country teams ran in the Heart of America conference meet over the weekend, and several Valor athletes recorded their names in the men's record books. Christian Davis finished his race in 26 minutes and 17 seconds, which is the 7th fastest time on the all-time Evangel 8K list. Graham Miller was right behind him with 26 minutes and 33 seconds, good for 12th overall. Casey Edney ran a 26:48 for 15th on the all-time list. And the athletic department announced last week that Jeff Reynolds has resigned from his position as the head coach of the men's soccer team. Reynolds took the reins in May of 2018, and since then, the team has gone 6-58-2 in the last 4 seasons. A national search for a new head coach has already begun. Former Greenwood basketball standout Aminu Mohammed was picked as the Big East preseason Freshman of the Year. The 6'5" guard took his talents to Georgetown University after winning the Mr. Show Me basketball title in his senior campaign last year. Mohammed finished his prep career with 3,219 points and 1,478 rebounds. And even after a season-ending loss to the Los Angeles Dodgers, the St. Louis Cardinals still have something to be proud of this postseason. The Cardinals are the very first team in history to have 5 Gold Glove winners from one team. First baseman Paul Goldschmidt, second baseman Tommy Edman, third baseman Nolan Arenado, left fielder Tyler O'Neill, and center fielder Harrison Bader were the Rawlings National League Gold Glove Award winners in each of their respective positions. Yadier Molina is the only player on the squad to finish as a finalist, and he will get the chance to add his 10th Gold Glove award to his resume next season, which is set to be his last. Way to represent Missouri, and congratulations. Gabby and Libby, I look forward to the tone this will set for not only the Cards, but the rest of the MLB next season.
Thanks, Ashlyn. I love when Missouri gets some recognition out there. Next up, a missing teen rescued using knowledge from TikTok.
And after that, Summer is here with her final forecast. We'll be right back.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for mental health and other resources. Call 211 or visit 211.org.
Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
A 16-year-old was rescued in Kentucky when she used a hand signal from TikTok. The teen was reported missing by her parents and was rescued just 2 days later. She was in the back seat of her abductor's car, signaling to other motorists that she was in distress. The hand signal is used to represent violence at home, domestic violence, or needing help. Someone in traffic recognized the signal and called 911. The teen has been safely returned to her parents. Wow, who knew that you could learn something so valuable from TikTok?
TikTok has solved a lot of issues this year, surprisingly, and I'm glad that it has. Yeah. Summer, what's our weather look like?
It's going to be windy today and tomorrow with 20-mile-per-hour winds. Saturday is going to be a clearer day for us, but then Sunday we have chances of scattered showers again. Monday and Tuesday it looks like it's going to be both warming up, but Tuesday is going to have really high winds. And then looking forward into Wednesday, it looks like the weather is going to be on the decline. It is going to start getting colder, but that's all for now. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Summer. Libby, what's your weekend looking like?
Well, I was hoping to get outside, but with the rain, I don't know if that's going to happen.
I know. I'm just looking forward to Taylor Swift's new album and Harvest Fest. Those are my weekend plans. That's all for us today. I'm Gabby Matthews.
And I'm Libby Lee. This has been Newswatch Today. Join us next week.